everybody? It's your boy Tab One, director of Breaking Up Is Hard to Do. Welcome back. As y'all been seeing, I got a couple of little things out there just to keep the name out there. Breakup stories. Breakup stories. Got some cool breakup stories. And that's basically breakup stories that are inspired by the movie. You know, I got a couple of my friends, some people that I met, you know, that had some interesting situations happen to them. And that's what's going on. I want to let everybody know what's going on with the movie right now. We got our first assembly. Assembly is a very, very rough draft of the movie. So we are working. I'm looking to be finished with the whole process the end of November, the beginning of December. Me and Nikki were actually talking about some very interesting things today regarding our premiere. So stay tuned, stay abreast. Also, everybody's kind of mad at me. They like, where's your breakup story? And I was like, people don't break up with me, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. But I got an interesting one. I had a couple and I was just hemming and hawing or which one I was going to tell you. So this is my breakup story. I had went to Indianapolis to see a fight. And while I was in Indianapolis, I went to an after party and I met a really amazing woman. Her name was Lisa. And so me and Lisa started kicking it. We talked all through the night. She actually went to work, got up the next morning, met me at my hotel. We had breakfast, and she held me down, and we went down. You know, she took me to the airport, and I caught my flight back home. And we were hot and heavy on the phone for about a month after that, until she was just like, we decided we might try this long distance thing, and that she was coming to see me the next day. She was just like, I'm coming to see you, and we're gonna figure all this out. And I was like, cool. Through the course of conversations, she had told me that she went with said NFL superstar. At this time, this guy that she said that she, was her last boyfriend. They had lived together for a couple of years and they had just broken up about 6 months ago. And he actually, at this time, was the MVP of the NFL. So it was just, interesting to hear that. There was an interesting point. She wasn't like gloating or anything. It was just, she was just telling me in this dialogue that we had. So I was like, I knew that. So, and another key point is that during this time, I was about to purchase my first house, and I had exact change. That's all I had. I had exact change, and I was about to go on Monday and put down on my house, and I was moving forward. All these things were committed. So, I had put together this nice little weekend for her. Dinner. I had a nice little suite at a hotel. We were gonna hang out at the club. We were gonna do it big this weekend. So. Alright, so I get to the hotel and I'm checking in. I'm just trying to, check in the hotel before she gets there, just kind of prepare everything. And I'm looking around and I'm seeing like real coaches' shirts and authentic like NFL jerseys and authentic like Super Bowl rings on like some people as they're checking in to me. And I'm like, I guess, I looked at, because I'm a Giants fan. I was like, I guess they playing, this team is playing the Giants, tomorrow or whatever. So I didn't even think about that. I just checked into the room and, I got everything, got everything together. So when she pops up like an hour early, and she's happy. She wasn't happy because she had lost her bags. They had lost her bags, while she was on the plane and they didn't make it to baggage. And so she's, back and forth with the people. So her phone ran out or she lost her charger or something happened that she had to, and this was a time before, it was like cell phones are out, but we weren't using them crazy. Like I had a cell phone, but so she asked me because she used a hotel phone. I was like, cool, because she was calling back and forth to the airport. So, she's calling, she's upset because she was a real fly girl and none of her clothes were there. And we had so much things. We were going to the city, we were going to dinner, we were going out, and she only had what she had on her bag. So she was kind of upset about that. So we go out and get some lunch, and it was real cool. I mean, everything is flowing. We talking this out. We gonna, how to make this relationship, work. We gonna make this. How we gonna do this, So, all right, we come back to the hotel. This has never happened before and never happened since to me. And I've traveled all over the world, and this has never happened. We come back to the hotel. The fire alarm went off, and so everybody in the hotel is down in the lobby. I mean, it was like a couple hundred, maybe 1,000 people just down in the lobby, just mowing around. The fire department was there. People were just, it looked like they had been there for about 10, 15 minutes. So what they did was they sectioned off half the 4 elevators to, you know, 2 elevators for the patrons that were there, and 2 for the football team that was there too. So they can come through the back door, and they kind of separated them from the public. So after being like an hour down, you know, we realized there was no fire. They started saying that people could go upstairs, but the elevators still weren't working. So she was being real nice. She had got me a beer. We were kicking it. So this bellboy comes over to me. He's like, you know, he had been, you know, talking to me about this and that, you know, since I had been there earlier. And he says, you stand on the 4th floor. I was like, yeah. He was like, well, I know a way you can get to the 4th floor. You know, you don't have to take the elevator. I'll just take you to the back way. I was like, fine. So we follow him all through the kitchen, all through. He really showed me like the back cave way to get to the 4th floor. So we're walking up the steps, and you know, as soon as we get to the 3rd floor, like the door opens, and we're like in the back steps, and like she's in front of me, I'm carrying her bags, and the door opens, and she's like face to face with this NFL player that she, you know, had just broken up with a couple of months ago. And they're like face to face. And I was just like, look at the irony of this. You know what I'm saying? We are in a different state. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just crazy. I'm like, that's not old boy. And it was old boy. And she's standing there. And so she's like, hey, how you doing? And he looked at her, and he looked at me. And he was like, I'm all right. And he just walked away and walked off. So I saw, like, you know, he had, like, you know, they just must have got their bags and everything. So I knew what room number. He had a big tag of what room number he was on. And so we get back to the room, and, like, she's just, like, disheveled. Like, she can't get it together. She just, like, she couldn't get it together. Like, on my time. Like, she's, like, pacing back and forth. You know, she's like, I'm like, listen, you know, I understand. I see you going through it mentally. Like, it's all good. Like, you know, if you need to go, I know what room he's staying at. If you need to go, go to this man's room, like, to talk to him and have some closure. But you, like, blowing me right now. Like, you really are. You just my whole weekend is just like, this is a whole different. It's not even fun right now. And it's not like she's going through this on purpose. I can see her like really going through something. So I was like, listen, go to old boy's room. Please try to find him if you got to have a conversation. So I tell her, of course, she couldn't get on the floor. They had like security on the floor or whatever. And, you know, we tried to hang out after that, but it was just all messed up. She didn't get her clothes until the next morning. You know, she woke up and she was still kind of disheveled. She felt awkward because the whole situation had happened. I thought it was, you know, more like it was posed to happen. Like, situations like that just don't happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've never seen him before. I meet him in the back lobby with his lady. It was crazy. So, on top of that, you know, we kind of decided, like, you know, it was kind of like a silence there, like, for the rest of the time. We tried to have a good time that night. It was, you know, it was kind of awkward. And so the next day, you know, I'm checking her out, putting her on the flight or whatever. I'm about to check out the hotel. And, you know, I go to check out the hotel. I had paid for the hotel in advance. So, you know, I'm looking, you know, they give me a bill. And I'm like, a bill? Like, a bill? What's this? Like, I paid for the hotel. So I look at the bill. The bill was for like $1,200 for her phone calls, trying to find her bag. So on top of having a ruined weekend and, you know, not hitting it off with old girl, we messed up, and running into old boy in the back parking lot, I got a $1,200 telephone bill for my hotel that I'm buying a house and putting the money down the next day that I had exact change, and they had my credit card debit, so they ran my card and $1,200 jumped off. So to say, that weekend really sucked. It sucked. It was horrible. And, you know, it was funny because old girl called me back. Like, she called me, like, we never talked after that. I called to make sure she was home, but she felt some type of way. I felt some type of way. And then it was just all messed up. But Lisa called me a couple years later. She had seen me in a magazine or on something. And she came and she gave this wholehearted apology about it. She just said that she just couldn't get it together. After she had seen old boy, she was just done and she couldn't get it together, and she just firmly apologized. So I think me and Lisa went together for like a day. So we broke up. Breaking up is hard to do. And that's what happened. Stupid NFL MVP. Second of March.